Hi everybody, today is Monday, May 7th. I'm just going to do a hopefully quick little update about my daughter's Pstosis surgery. So pretty much she had this surgery on on April 27th. The rules were that at midnight she had to stop eating and drinking anything that was not water or apple juice. And then by 9 o'clock that day, which was 3 hours prior to her surgery, she had to stop eating or drinking anything. She couldn't have nothing. So her time to arrive for the appointment, what baby? Her time to arrive for her appointment was at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's about a 45-minute drive, so we had to get up, of course, a little bit earlier and get to the hospital. It was kind of hard because she kept asking for something to drink, and we had to just keep distracting her as far as getting things to drink. It was kind of hard. They took us back to the room, and they have, the little cages for the baby, and I broke down a little bit because, like I said, I was scared for her to get the anesthesia, but then I had to just stop and be strong for her. About 12 o'clock, they came and they gave her some medicine that's supposed to make her drowsy. The lady's like, she may not take it, a lot of kids don't like it, blah, blah, blah. My daughter grabbed that thing and tried to give it to herself. She was so hungry and thirsty, and I just felt so bad for my baby. The only thing is that it did not make her drowsy. It just hyped her up. She was like a little ball of fire once she took that medicine. I guess she was just like happy to get something in her system. So the anesthesiologist and her eye doctor who was performing the surgery ended up just taking her to the back and getting her ready. They have like a little screen that kind of keeps you up to date. They give you a number and you just watch the screen, and it tells you, what they're doing as far as, okay, she's in the operating room, she's getting operated on right now, she's in recovery, so on and so forth. So when they took her back, my mom and my husband and her godmother went to go get something to eat. I didn't eat all day with her up until that point once they took her back at 8. And reason being, I wouldn't have ate, but I was 32 weeks pregnant at the time, so I just said, you know what, I have to drink something, I have to eat because I'm pregnant. So I did do lunch with them and everything, and it just, I don't know, it was something that was kind of hard, and I'm just waiting. The surgery only took about an hour. They called my name. I grabbed the stuff as soon as I could, and I rushed over, and my mom and my husband are like, they might just be trying to tell you something. So I'm like, oh, okay, and I'm like, is she ready? And the lady's like, yeah. So I just left my stuff with them, and I just like kind of ran. She took me to this other room, and when she took me, they were waking my daughter up, and I could just hear her crying. So I just like booked it, and I went and I like grabbed her, and she just, I hugged her. I'm like, it's mommy. She just shut up and went to sleep, and then she slept for about an hour before they woke her up. And once they woke her up, they gave her some Pedialyte, and then she did good with the Pedialyte, so we were able to give her milk on the way home. She had to stay in recovery for like an hour, and I was so scared she had on like her eye patch over her eye. I was so scared to like look at it. I thought it was going to be butchered and swollen and blood and just ugh. But it wasn't bad. Like once we took it off, I mean, of course, she had her stitches. It was a little swollen, and it just looked normal kind of thing, just like, swollen a little bit. But I was like really surprised. We ended up keeping the eye patch on her for that whole day. Of course, we had to put antibiotic on it. Pretty much the treatment for her thing is Tylenol and antibiotic, and that kept her sane. So by the time we got home and got settled in and everything, because we went back to my mom's house and stayed for a little bit since the hospital's kind of far. I'm like, I want to stay a little bit just in case, you know, if we have to take her back, it's going to be hard to drive 45 minutes, whereas my mom lives like 5 minutes away, 5-10 minutes away from the hospital. So I'm like, just in case, let's stay for a little while. So we stayed, then we came home, got settled, did her antibiotic, and we tried to take her eye patch off because it wasn't a requirement to keep it on, but she kept trying to scratch it, and the doctor said if she's scratching it, then yeah, you do want to keep it on, and at night, because we tend to scratch our face. So you want to keep it on, and then you know, she'll be fine. So it's been a little bit over a week now, and she did really, really good. Pretty much the first day, she still had the anesthesia. When she wanted to walk everywhere, she wanted to do everything. Her two of her older cousins came over, and she thought she could just do it all. But she's like wobbling, she's like, you know, so I had to like hold her hand and walk around with her. She wanted to like push my hand off. I'm like, baby, you can't do that, you know, you could fall. But by the time the second day rolled around, you would have never known this child had surgery besides, you know, you knew, and her eye was swollen. So, of course, we let her have her eye patch off except when she did her nap and when she went to sleep at night. And that's when we would do the antibiotic. When she would be getting ready for her nap, we'd put the antibiotic and the patch on. Same thing at night. And then her bruising is almost gone. It was a week. It's been a week and 2 days. She just has like one little spot left on her eye. And that was yesterday. I didn't really get a bad mom. I didn't really get a good look at her eye today. She just like woke up right before I started this video. But she had like a little, just like a little dot bruise. And that's it. And she was just on the video, so you can kind of see now it kind of looks like she has ptosis in her other eye because her one eye is like wider than the other eye now. But you know, it's so much better to me. Like when she looks dead on, you can't even really notice it. Like it's when, and it just kind of breaks my heart because when you look down, you know, your lids kind of float with you. But my daughter, it's like, well, my eyes are huge, but it's kind of like that. Like her eye moves and everything, but her lid doesn't move with it. And like the first few times that she would sleep, she would be like this, sleep. So if your kid is getting it, just be prepared for those things. That stuff, like I had read about it, but I'm like, it's not going to be my kid, you know? Like it's going to be perfect when she has it. But it wasn't perfect or whatever. And that happened. Now her eye when she sleep is more like that, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with that. And as time goes by, maybe it'll get better, and maybe her movement and her nosy, maybe her movement and her eye will get a little bit better. So that's what me and my husband, of course, are paying for. But as far as the surgery and everything, I'm just super excited. It looks really good to me, and she just did really good. So, and she's almost gonna be, she'll be 17 months on the 9th of May. So she's kind of young getting it. They tend to like for the kids to be older, but if you're a parent looking you know, for some advice and information, I can't calm your fears or anything, but so far, and it's only been a week and 2 days, like I said, so far so good. I'm happy like that my daughter is gonna be okay. Like, you know, cosmetically, we can fix that later. Plastic surgeons, if you have the money, you can get whatever you want, you know. But for right now, she's fine. She doesn't know the difference that her eyes look different or anything like that. She's good. So if you're looking at this, preparing for surgery, just, you know, go in confident. Know that, yeah, your kid's going to wake up kicking and screaming, probably from the anesthesia, but they're going to be fine. Seriously, the next day, like I said, you would have never guessed that she had surgery. And she's like more wild and crazy than she's ever been. I'm like, did they switch my kid with somebody during that surgery or what? But she's good, and your kid will be good. And if you're watching this, I just hope that you're as pleased as I am and that your surgery just goes really successful. If you have any questions or anything, I mean, I'm not too educated on it. I can only tell you my experience. Then feel free to inbox me. I'm like open to talk about it. So good luck on your journey.